Welcome to Hustle and Healing, the Real Talk podcast on pregnancy, postpartum, and motherhood. I'm your host, Jessica Lauser, here for the raw stories, honest laughs, and everything in between. Let's dive in. My worst nightmare is having to now hear myself, and then now I get to hear myself
all the time
on Spotify and
it's
Apple
great.
and YouTube. And I'm like,
that's funny, but also not. Like, you're right, worst nightmare.
Yeah,
I would agree.
All right, so got my fun notebook. So today on the Hustle and Healing podcast, we're joined by the amazing Mariah Stewart. So you're a powerhouse mom, 2 kids.
Yes.
So we have Sophia, who's 6, almost 7.
Going on 16.
We have Lucas, who's 3, almost 4.
Yep.
And then Mariah, you're a health and PE teacher at a high school.
Yes.
Dedicated coach, passionate runner.
Yes.
I live vicariously through you on all of these 5Ks and runs that you're doing. And sometimes somehow you just find time to really pour into other people while also being a mother.
Yeah, it's hard. It is. It's so hard.
And I think that we easily can look at social media and see wow, I want to do that, or how is she doing that, or she makes that look so easy.
Right.
Because we just went to lunch for the first time out.
Really?
In a year.
Oh, wow.
Because Trip is for
it's terrifying.
He'll be 4 next month, and he is just rambunctious. And people would say, "Hey, let's go out," and I'm like, "No,
we can take my kids anywhere.
We can order."
Right.
We can order out. And so yesterday we went to Bold Mariner, which is a brewery down the street from us. We got to walk. We rode the scooter, and I was thinking,
get some energy on the way there.
Yes.
Perfect.
And this will be fine. I brought an activity book. You felt prepared.
Yep.
And we had the best barbecue. We had a nice little drink.
That was delicious.
Walked back. And as we were walking, I looked at Rob, my husband, and was like, "What? Did we just successfully eat lunch?"
That's so awesome.
As a family. and we just, I think it was our norm to just not go out.
Right.
Because I was so stressed and so worried about not so much other people.
Yeah.
I've kind of overcome that, I feel like, but it's my own internal stress because he's my kid. He's our kid. It's our responsibility.
Yeah.
So especially family gatherings where everyone's let's go out to birthday dinners and everyone's enjoying their self, and I'm and
I'm over here don't spill this, watch that, use this fork, don't use that knife. I'll take the knife from you. Maybe we should use a spoon instead. Don't poke your eye out. We don't swing forks like that. Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah,
I'm there with it.
Yeah, because Lucas is about
I think they're 2 weeks apart. So I can relate. But we take our kids everywhere. We've always done that.
Yeah.
And there are some times where I will just pack up and I will just leave. But it's so hard. But you're right. That is my responsibility. I don't want other people to look at me and judge me. I know I would never judge a parent or a mom or a kid who's having an absolute meltdown because I've been there. But it's hard to, I don't know. It's hard to just let go. I'm such a control person. It's so bad.
What do you like to control?
Everything. Everything. Oh my gosh. It's funny that you asked that because I think I was in my head thinking, I was like, I think the hardest thing about being a mom is just letting the kids be a kid. I know I was able to do that when I was a kid. I went around the block. I lied. I, did things I wasn't supposed to do, but I was a kid amongst all other things. And then I guess maybe just times are different now. I don't know how to explain it, but I want the kids to try things and learn on their own, but I also want them to be safe because I'm not trying to go to the ER.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to, go to urgent care or explain to school why my kid has so many cuts and bruises on them. I promise I don't beat my kids.
I mean, I wouldn't judge you.
Right.
Do you feel like you have an example? Because I feel like I kind of parent the same way in the sense of I'll let Trip do risky things as long as he's safe.
Right.
So like when he was learning to ride his balance bike.
Oh, yeah.
We were at a park and it was this big hill. And I remember I was standing at the top, Rob was at the bottom, and I was like, okay, well, we're going to get up top. I want him to build his own confidence.
Yeah.
And so he would go down and that kind of progressed like, okay, we're here. And then we're all at the top. We were so proud of him. But then there was gravel right next. And he was like, I want to go down the gravel. It's like, all right.
Have at it.
The speed from grass to gravel was dramatically faster. And so Rob is down at the bottom. I see Trip take off. And in my head, I'm just like, okay,
it's going to happen.
This
is today.
Be careful. It's okay. And I just see Rob down at the bottom already starting to like go from left to right, planning on already kind of like catching him. And Trip's hands are starting to shake a little bit. And in my head, I'm like, just Rob, don't react. And he kind of just like moved a little quick to the left, and Trip, I think, had like a knee-jerk reaction, just twisted his bike, and it was like boom, and it was his first like big like takeout.
Oh wow.
And he cried for a few minutes and he shook it off and he looked at us and was like, I want to do it again.
Love that. Oh my gosh, that is so awesome.
But in that moment, I could have been like, that is too dangerous.
Right.
We're not doing that again.
Right.
And I had to process like, okay, well, did he get hurt? How can we maybe prepare him? Now he knows how fast.
Right.
So then the second time he went up and now he's using his feet. Kind of slow. Like he was very scared to like move. And so he just kind of tiptoed his way down. But if I would have taken that from him, his confidence would have went down. And I said, no, you can't do that. It's too fast. So yeah, I'm kind of right there with you. And in most things, again, in like the kitchen and cooking and things like that. So when you say that you like to control, because we could really dive down that rabbit hole.
Oh man, yeah.
I'm on a feed schedule. I'm on a, you know, with my little one. So what things do you feel like you want to control?
Yeah. So, I mean, coloring. I don't know why, but it drives me crazy when the kids color outside the lines. Like, that sounds so stupid. or when we have like these little paints, you know, you can go to like the Target or whatever, the store, and get the little ceramics and they can paint.
I love those.
It's all, oh, well, you know, the hair is supposed to be one color. No, the hair is 5 colors. The dress is going to be another color, maybe 2 colors. No, it's like a brown now because you've mixed all the colors in one.
So what do you do in those moments?
I walk away. I walk away. No, I let him go. I've gotten a lot better about it. But also, like, I know that I've got like motherly things to do at home, like adult things. I got to do the laundry. Like today's laundry day. Today's meal prep. Go to the grocery store. Do all this stuff. Get stuff ready for the week. Pull out our clothes. And I know that I'm on a schedule. I want all of that done. Yeah. And the kids are like, Mommy, play with me. And I'm like, I can't. I have stuff to do. And it makes me feel bad because I'm taking away from them. Yeah. So I'm like, all right, give me 5 minutes and then I'll come play trains with you. Or, all right, I'm going to sit with you for 5 minutes and then I'm going to go back. Or I try to get the kids, like we've started a little chore list and they get like $1 so that they can start going and buying their own toys. I'm not sure if that's like too soon for that, but it's kind of like a rewarding thing. They're seeing it like, hey, this has to get done. Like we're all a family. It's not just going to be only mommy and daddy doing everything because you're making the mess. So you can kind of help out. They help us load the dishwasher, unload the dishwasher. We put the stuff away, but they help us take stuff out. So I think like my issue is like, I want things done my way and when I want it done. And with kids, it's so unpredictable. Yeah. It's so hard for me to be like, if I knew that they were going to do it my way, I'd be okay. Right. It never works out that way. So
is that then creating like stress for you?
1,000%. Always. It always is. But I create it for myself so I know it. So then I have to remind myself, just let it go, Mariah. It's really not that big of a deal. So I'm like, you know what? I'm okay with that. But like in your sense, I'm okay with letting my kids jump off the top of this balcony, like top of the bed. I don't want them to, because I don't want to, go to the ER. But hey, put some pillows underneath you guys. Go ahead, jump. I'm okay. Yeah. As long as you're going to be safe about it, I'm A-okay with it. But then also sometimes I'll be like, now, what do you think is going to happen? You're here. What are our options? What's going to happen? You're either going to fall or you're going to get down safely.
Mm-hmm.
What happens when you fall? And then Sophia will be like, well, it's probably going to hurt. Yeah, it's probably going to hurt. And what happens when you get hurt? I need a Band-Aid, or I got to go to the doctor, or it's, got to go to the hospital, something like that. Like, she understands that when she gets hurt, something happens that she doesn't like.
Right.
So trying to get them to also associate that they have decisions and they are able to make their choices on their own, but weighing out their options. Is that too soon?
No, I do that with Trip, and he's almost 4.
Right.
I can think of another example. I mean, just the other day, he was climbing on our front balcony porch thing here, and it seemed a little risky, and I just kind of was like, let me see how this plays out.
Right.
And I was like, the worst can happen, he's fall in a bush.
Right.
All right.
Just
so watch it. Well, what happens? He slips, hits his chin on the wood, falls down, starts crying.
Didn't think that one through.
And I was like, okay. Right. And so sometimes I'm just like, let me just watch it without saying anything.
Oh, yeah.
And then he gets better. He stops crying and says, I want to do that again. Okay. Are you okay with maybe getting hurt again?
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah. And I was like, what do you want to do this time? He's like, I'm going to go slower.
Okay.
So I'm like, all right. So for me, like, my process is always like, I'm going to try to talk through it. Yeah. Does processing with a 4-year-old always make sense? No. Especially this morning when I think, okay, what is it? It's 12 now. You came over about 11:30. Our kids were still here. I'm sorry. And then the hour before was just trying to get him dressed. Yeah. It was an hour of, hey, buddy, we're going to get dressed. And what color shirt would you like to wear? Because that's kind of like the... Oh, gosh,
we're there.
It's easier to say, what color shirt would you like to wear versus what would you like to wear? So he gets the shirt, or tells me green. Well, I got a shirt with a green sleeve. Pissed. Started screaming, didn't want that. And then there was no coming back. No, an hour later, it was out the window. And I'm just trying to, like, we're trying to clean, get ready for like the podcast episode. Luckily, Josie was sleeping like a little baby angel.
Love that.
But it just was in, out, in, out. Yep. I want mommy. I want daddy. You go in there. He loves to pee himself when he's mad.
Oh, no.
So then we deal with that. He pees himself. And in those moments, talking is out the window.
There's no, like, trying to reason with him.
No. Oh, but I think you have to, for me, I use my best judgment in those situations.
Oh, yeah.
And if he, again, gives me an answer that I feel like, okay, it seems like he understands, I'm like, great.
Sure.
If not, then I think it just goes to, like, a different approach to whatever situation.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And that's hard, especially when, like, you're trying to leave, you're trying to go do something. You got stuff to do. Come on, guys. We're trying to get out the door. Why is this happening? Oh my gosh, it's so frustrating. I'm 1000% with it. We've gone on to the I want to pick out my own shirt. All right. Well, you pick out your own shirt. So we start, like I said, on Sundays picking out our clothes for the week, and the kids do that. They pick out their own clothes
for Monday through Friday.
Getting my almost 7-year-old to understand the concept of matching. Well, this has pink in it. It's like a rose pink. It's not even like a pink, like a girly pink. It's a rose pink. And then she wants to wear pink leggings, but it's floral pink rose with like a undertone of like like a grandma color pink. And she's like, but I can't wear my pink leggings. It's pink. And I was like, no, Sophie, that doesn't match. And so I'm sitting here walking down the stairs, and I was like, the pinks don't match. And she goes, well, what will? And I said, gray or black. They go with everything. She's like, gray doesn't match. I said, yes. I'm literally walking away from my almost 7-year-old, yelling at her about picking her own clothes. So it's giving them that a little bit of autonomy, but also being like, I don't want you to look ridiculous when you walk out my house.
Right. Because then everyone is like, what? Yeah, who dresses that kid?
Right.
And you're like, if you only knew
what I went through.
Because if you walked into my home like 2 seconds earlier than you did, you would have seen a butt-ass naked boy in the corner of my living room because he was like, I want daddy to pick my underwear out. But then daddy would try to pick his underwear out. And he's like, those aren't the ones I want.
Yep.
And you just kind of like scratch your head and you're like,
all right, well, what do you want? You pick them up. Look in your underwear drawer. What do you want? No, I do that because Lucas, I don't want those. I want my dinosaur underwear. And I'm like, okay, we've got like 7 different ones. Which one would you like? And he's like, I want those ones. Perfect. So he puts them on and then he's good. Or he'll pick his shirts. I don't want that shirt. Fine, pick your own dang stuff. I can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
It's not worth the battle. I've also have to like remember it's kind of cute when you go out in public and see a kid like totally mismatched. Because then it's like, I know the parents didn't dress them like that. I'm almost positive the parents didn't dress them like that. So when I see that, and I'm like, you know what? It's okay. There was one day, Sophia, she had her ODU hat on, her like kids club hat. She had, I think I'd posted it on like Instagram or something. She had, it's supposed to be a cape, but she tied it around her waist for like a little skirt.
Ooh.
She had cheetah pants on, some sort of colorful top on or dress on, and then I don't even think she was wearing her Crocs. I was like, you know what? I don't care. This is not the battle I want to fight. I don't mind. And I think like letting her choose that, letting her just get away. I don't want to say get away with it because it's not getting away with it, but letting her get away with it is helpful because then when I say, hey, you remember when I told you could pick out your outfit earlier? Can you do this for me? So I'm kind of like a bargaining chip. Like, hey, I let you do that. Now, can you let mommy please?
The bribing.
I'm all about it. I'm not below anything to bribe my child.
No.
Because my husband looked at me and he was like, are we really going to start bribing our kids to?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Sophia, you want this new Barbie dream boat that we bought that was on sale for like $10 at Walmart? Because I don't pay full price for anything. You got to learn how to read. And school is a whole different beast. Oh my freaking God. Again.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Because she's in first
grade.
Yeah.
It's a struggle.
And
oh my God.
She's going to public school right now?
Yes, she's in public school. And she's with an associate teacher.
What's that mean?
So within the school system, like regular teachers who are licensed, like teachers, have like a contract. Me, Rob, we've got contracts. We've got a license to teach in the field that we're teaching in. Long-term subs don't necessarily have to have any sort of teaching background. They can just be a person who wants to be in the school system. But associate teachers have some sort of college credit. They're going towards their licensure, but they don't have their teaching license yet.
Okay.
So she's brand new to teaching. She's real young. And I'm like, is this the best fit for my child? Do I want my child in a position, like, do I want her to be my teacher, my daughter's teacher? Is she going to be effective in teaching her different strategies? Is she going to think outside of the box when I could just send her across the hallway to another teacher who has been teaching for, several years, who might have a little bit more experience and stuff like that? But I'm like, I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt. And then I've really started to doubt because then she'd get like hundreds on classworks, but like 50s on assessments and tests. And I'm like, how is this even right? I was like, Sophia, how are you being tested at school? She's like, and trust me, I'm not believing my 6-year-old by any means.
Fact check.
But I do have like what is the purpose of Sophia lying to me about that? Like maybe there's some truth, maybe, there's not some truth. But she's like, yeah, well, when she asks us questions on a test, because I know my child can't read. She's getting there, but I know she can't read, or at least when, I was having these doubts. She's like, yeah, she would read us the questions and we raise our hand. I was like, so you raise your hand for B, and then, your friend next to you raises your hand for C. C's the right answer, but you answered B. Don't you think you're going to want to switch to C because your friend raised their hand? Like, that doesn't make sense to me. As a teacher, I know that that's not an effective, test, taking strategy. You can't give a grade based on that. So I ended up emailing the teacher and asking her all this stuff. And she's like, yeah, well, she does, that's all classwork, and classwork's all group work. And I was like, so you're grading my child based on group work. And she's getting good grades because she's working with people. But then when you put her in front of a computer or you put her in front of a test and you make her do it by herself, she's probably going to be like, I don't know what I'm doing because I relied on my friends. Now I don't know what I'm doing.
Right.
So again, I don't think that was very effective. And it was really frustrating for me as a teacher to not just like walk into the school and be like, dude, what the F?
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't want to like make her think that she was a horrible teacher or anything. 'Cause I don't ever want to make someone feel bad, but I'm just like, I want what's best for my kid. I need to advocate for her.
Yeah.
Even if it means she needs, special testing procedures. If I need to get her on some sort of accommodation, I'm okay with that. A little deep down, it's just like, damn, my kid. But then I just, if it's going to help her, it's going to help her.
But I think having that information is anything that any other mom would want to know. I mean, even at my daycare that our kids go to, I trust them. Trip has been there for almost 4 years.
Right.
But I don't know everything. Like they're teaching methodologies.
Right.
And, another friend of mine is like, oh, we get the curriculum for our kids' daycare. And I'm like, oh, you guys have
what?
curriculum? Okay. So, and I would say you pay for what you get, but like we're paying the same. So I'm like, all right. But again, he's at a bilingual daycare. He, is picking up different things, but you do want to know what's going on. So, I mean, in those scenarios, like, do you feel like you got the information that you wanted or needed?
Yeah. And so I think I did. She emailed me, she explained everything, and then she allowed, Sophia to retake a test because, I mean, this teacher is always out too. And even as a high school teacher, I think we do a disservice to our kids when we're constantly like, hey, I'm going to call in my mental health day. Take your mental health day, but like when it's happening or you're constantly sick, you're not taking care of yourself. I mean, and we know the importance of taking care of ourselves and how it's beneficial in the long run, but there's so many people who are out of school on a daily basis. And I'm privy to that information because I'm the one that has to deal with all the people being out in my department. I have to listen to other people in other departments, which is frustrating. But at the same time, we're doing a disservice to all of the students, not just my kids, but all of the students when we aren't effectively teaching our kids. So then when they get bad grades and when they fail, when they, aren't set up for success for the future or whatever, we did that. That's a whole nother topic, but.
So when now you see bad grades or lower scores.
Yeah.
Because how do they score? Like it's still A, B, C, D.
Yeah, I mean,
like what
it
do
depends.
kids?
I think it depends on the teacher. So are you talking about elementary school?
Yeah.
Yeah, everything is A, B, C, D. Like they're
no F, right? You can't do Fs now?
No, we don't do Fs. Not here. So I think she's in music, she's in PE and art. Those on the interims get like satisfactory, unsatisfactory, very good, and outstanding. And those will translate to the ABCD on the report card. And I think it was and it's so hard for our parents and moms just not compare other kids. My best friend's daughter is the same grade as Sophia, 9 months older, same grade as Sophia. And she's reading chapter books in first grade. And I'm like, this is wild. My kid can barely read Pete the Cat.
Love that book. The Bad Bananas.
We have a series of them. Rides the Train, Beach Day. We got a whole series of them, and we love it. And then we just ended up getting like a different book series that a couple other friends of ours had. And he's reading no problem as well. And I'm like, why is Sophia so far behind? Is it school? Is it something else? So in my mind, my teacher mind, my mom mind, I'm just like, does she need accommodations? Does she need something else? Is she ADHD? Because my sister-in-law just had her daughter diagnosed. And I'm just like, what is it? So now here I am trying to take the holistic approach, changing her diet. I'm changing her vitamins. I'm changing things. You're not going to do this. You're not going to eat that.
I just bought a parasite cleanse for Trip the other day. And Rob was like, what? Because he wasn't sleeping. And you start going down that rabbit hole of like, what's wrong? What can we do? Because we've tried all these things. And I was like, must be parasites in his body. And then I'm so indecisive now after kids that I, within hours, actually was like, actually, I don't want that parasite cleanse. And I like canceled it. Was like, actually, can I get a refund? I was like, maybe I just want a metal detox. So the rabbit hole.
I did that.
You did? Did you see any difference?
I haven't ordered.
Okay. So I will stay tuned.
I'm only just really nervous because it's also not like part of like the regulation. It's not like FDA or anything like that. I mean, I'm sure it's half the regular stuff that we put in our body.
Right.
So, but I did buy it. It's like
for both of them or just
I'm only going to try it on Sophia. Lucas is a little bit different. He's a whole nother beast. So, and I try really hard not to do it, but Lucas will recognize when he does something wrong. He'll have his fit and he'll take his moment. And then he was like, you know, Mommy, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to hurt you. I didn't mean to, you know, break that. I didn't mean to. He will recognize it, apologize probably within 30 minutes. Sophia's like, no, I still didn't break that. I have the video of you breaking it. And it wasn't me. She will lie up and down.
Dang.
She was like, well, I think Lucas might have done it. So now I'm trying to teach her, like, you have to speak for yourself. Well, I didn't do it. Maybe Lucas did. No, speak for yourself. It's only you.
Mhm.
You can't say, well, maybe someone. Man, I tell you, it's interesting.
She might be a good lawyer.
She might be, but she's incredible at math. So all through this like struggling of her and school and reading and things, she's picking up on it.
Mhm.
So I think she might just be, and this is no surprise. I don't know why I'm surprised at this, because she literally was the last of her friends to walk, the last of her friends to grow teeth, the last of her friends to grow hair. I mean, the girl was toothless and bald until she was 3. Let's be real. Not literally, but she was. And so, but I mean, she tries, but then she gets really frustrated. And I think she might have a little bit of a perfectionist attitude,
Mhm.
because she likes things her way. She used to like lay out all of the burp rags when she was a baby and just like lay down her babies and then lay like the perfect burp rag on the babies as a blanket. It's their blanket, Mommy. And I'm like, okay, they can have
Cute.
those, but it would be perfect.
Mhm.
So I'm thinking like when she can't get it, she starts getting frustrated, and then she goes down that rabbit hole. She does something that's not healthy for her, but she's just still trying to learn how to cope. So then we're like, hey, take a breath, breathe, try to
Mhm.
figure it out. But she got sent home. We didn't have school Friday, so Thursday, her teacher sent home, I guess back in February, they did a gifted test for all the students, and they all get it.
Mhm.
Didn't think anything of it. Not really. I was like, oh, cool. My child's definitely not going to be gifted. She can't read. She can't read. She came back and they were recommending services for her. She's identified as gifted. And
Wow.
I was like, oh, I almost wanted to cry. I really did. I was
Yeah.
like, so I'm over here stressing. And I say this, but I'm stressing for no reason.
Mhm.
And it's easy for me to say that now because it's, that's in the past. But I don't know, it's hard.
Well, because you don't want your kid to
No.
feel behind or
Right.
left out
Right.
in any sense.
No.
But I mean, I think about all the things that I'm really good at, and I can list some things, and then I can list some things I'm really not good at.
Right.
I mean, God, how many times I think my parents said, like, you just need to write more. Your handwriting's going to get better.
Oh.
I am going to be 34 this week, and can we just say my handwriting is dog shit?
Oh, no.
So any chance I can, like, write an email, call you on the phone, like, I will not be writing you personal letters.
No snail mail.
And no snail mail. But, like, I think we force our kids to, like, be good in all things.
Right.
Math was, like, not my strong suit. But we can, like, as adults now, at least for me, I, like, can reflect back and be like, okay, well, like, a lot of the things that I do now, like, yes, I need, I'm a supervisor. I need to be able to, like, professionally interact and write emails and do all those fun things. But it's like talking was, like, what I really did, and I talk a lot now, and I supervise and I help people, and, like, my ability to multitask. But you're not testing how well you multitask in school and do those things. But I bet you if you try to go find a job, because I work in the employment industry, they're going to ask you, can you multitask everything? Right? Can you do the register? Can you stock? Can you answer all these questions? You need to be able to have customer service.
Right.
So, we're so it's so hyper focused on, can you read, write, math, all those things.
Right.
And then the pressure for you.
Right.
And then all of a sudden she comes back and it's like, what? Mom,
you can't do it.
Yeah. Like, I'm doing all these things.
Yeah.
Like, so did you feel any sense of, like,
oh yeah. Well, and I know there's still a lot to be done. She still has so far to go. But I think she's on par. I think she's, right in line with people in her classes, right in line with, and she's got a big class. She got 26 kids in her class.
Wow.
That's a lot of kids. That's
for one teacher.
For one teacher. And I mean, God bless her, because I could never in my life be an elementary school teacher.
I give them props. I think about, like,
I could never.
What? I, like, leave the daycare sometimes, and I just turn and look at them. I'm like, Godspeed.
Yeah, you guys are heaven sent.
But
I
I walk in the baby room and there's like 15 babies in there.
And they're all
It's
crying and they're all in different.
quiet.
Oh, shut.
It's quiet.
Oh, I'm in my head like they're all crying and they're all, and this is so overwhelming. I'm getting out of here.
And there's some moments like that. Like I
Right.
walk in and like we got some cry babies, but there is some, I don't know, like the air in there.
That's crazy.
They're like quiet. And I'm thinking, man, okay. Like I have my 2 kids home one day because school was closed or daycare is closed.
Right.
Like my house is about to burn down.
That's what it feels like.
And
oh my gosh.
I know it's because they're comfortable here.
Yeah, it is. This is a safe space.
And a piece of me is like, how do I make it a little uncomfortable?
Stop. Because I've thought that through too. I was like, why can't you guys just, or they'll eat everything at daycare, lunch, everything. Boom. Mommy, can I have dino nuggets? I want dino nuggets for dinner. How about you eat what's in front of you? Or we'll make quesadillas for dinner.
Quesadilla.
And then they won't eat it. I was like, this is exactly what we get at Azteca. And they're like, but it's not the same. It's not. That's not an Azteca quesadilla. I want the Azteca quesadilla. I don't eat. And I'm like, will you please just eat? I'm not going to give you anything that you won't like. And we started this whole like, hey, you know what? Try 3 bites of it. If you don't like it, then I'll make you something that you want, but you have to try it. But then I said that and they're like, 1, 2, 3. All right, I'm done. I don't want it. I want something else. You liked it. You said you liked it. Why are you wanting oh man. Why are you wanting something else? You tried it. I don't know.
It's such a trial and error.
I'll really never get past that. It'll be dino nuggets and PB&Js the rest of our lives.
I feel like there has to be a shift. I cannot. So Trip is a very good eater. So the food isn't a problem. It's the attention span. Like, sit your ass down.
Right.
Like, why are you jumping 50 different, directions? We're trying to just like enjoy dinner. So like I have been really lucky that he will eat all the things.
That's good. That's really good.
We and not that it's a right or wrong, but like we never made a separate meal. We were like, this is what you're gonna eat. And like the boy asked for green olives for breakfast the other day.
I love that. Hey, that is like, he's my spirit animal. I love green olives.
I do too. And so a big thing that I try to do and did with him and doing with Josie right now as she's like entering into eating solids is like even giving her things that I don't like because I don't want them to shy away from something just because. And again, it's like hit or miss. Like I don't know what if there was something that I did that made something click or if it's just, look, there's some kids that don't want solid foods. Like they just want purees for a very long time or they don't, all they want is fruit or the texture of meat. Like, I don't know. It's just a roll of the dice. I
think so. I know. So when Sophia was 4 months old, started the whole like baby led weaning, everything like that. Boom. She was eating stuffed shells at 4 months old.
And you're like, we're on to something.
Right. She was there. And now she wants PB&Js. She's going to turn into a PB&J. I swear. She eats so much freaking PB&J. It's ridiculous. But Lucas, on the opposite end, we struggled with him eating. We had to go to food therapy for him because he wouldn't eat. So I, nursed him and all that stuff. And then
how long did you nurse him?
It was never exclusively. We always formula like supplemented because I just was never a producer. I couldn't. And so we would supplement. But then I started, I'm going to be that mom. I'm going to make all my own purees. I'm going to freeze this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to steam these. Tried it. And then I had it. And then I was like, all right, here, let me feed it to my kid. He wanted nothing to do with it. And we're 9 months old. He's literally gagging, seeing food.
Wow.
Seeing food, gagging. And I'm like, what is going on? How can I change this? So he had a couple of bouts with ENT because he failed his hearing test in the hospital and we brought him home. Lucas was my trouble child from the beginning. And now he's just my wild child. But he, I guess babies have food receptors in their hands at such a young age. So they say like food exploration with their hands is good.
Yeah.
It allows them to, because you could see it as he was like putting his hands in the stuff, he was also gagging. Not just seeing it, but like putting his hands in it. So like kind of in a sense desensitizing him to that, like putting him in the situation where he's able, And of course, me, I'm just like, don't make a mess, don't make a mess. And he's got it all over him, all over the car, all over the seat, all over the table, all over the floor, all over the dog, all over everywhere. And I'm like, it's okay, clean it up. It's fine. I can do that.
Yeah, but that's just adding to the list of things that you just would like to go and transition smoothly from dinner to
Right,
bath. But now you have
exactly.
30 minutes of deep cleaning
Yeah,
the dog and the floor.
everything. Thank God we've got dogs that will just eat anything, which is,
Mhm.
you know, good. But
Gunner walked around. Gunner's our dog, and he walked around with a pancake on his back this morning because Josie dropped a pancake, and he's like he's trying to sniff for it.
that's funny. But I mean, my dog will literally take food out of their hands because they're just that greedy little
Mhm.
turds. I love it. But I mean, we struggled with that. But he'll eat anything at daycare. He'll eat broccoli. He'll eat, and honestly, sometimes he'll ask for broccoli for dinner. He'll eat, I don't know, what do they eat at daycare? Chicken. And I'm like,
Right, yeah.
you won't eat the chicken that I cook.
Yeah.
Well, these aren't dino nuggets. And I'm like, they're not dino nuggets either. Daycare is not that fancy.
Yeah.
They're not having dino nuggets. You'll eat a ham and cheese sandwich there, but you won't eat it here. Get
Mhm.
out of here. So I
Do you
don't know.
do you feel like there was like a progression when he was with the ENT, like the ENT, and or not the ENT, but
we went
his
to one.
food,
We went to one.
just one session?
We went to one session. And I
And
don't know if it was just like he went there and he was like, this is strange. Let me do it. Or if like that helped, like knowing that he could just play with his food.
Mhm.
But I think we went to one. I wasn't paying for the insurance. And insurance didn't pay for it either.
Ugh.
But he was fine after that.
Did it help
was a slow
you?
progression, but
Like, did it give you any information?
it was helpful. Yeah, I think it was just gotta let go.
Mhm.
It's so hard for me to do.
I do agree with that. Like, I try to let Josie eat whatever, and
Yeah.
I let Trip eat. And
Yeah.
I mean, I think again, social media, right? Like, I
Mhm.
see the videos, and it's like you have to do this to get to that,
No.
and it's like in
Every
my
kid's
mind, I'm like,
different.
like
Yeah.
I don't want to like have this big mess to like they'll just learn. But
Mhm.
I like Josie is 8 months, and like she's drinking out of a straw cup, and some of my friends will come over and be like, oh my gosh,
That's
like,
amazing.
like what?
Right.
And I guess because I don't know, I'm like, I'll try. Or I
Mhm.
mean, it's the scariest thing, right, when they're eating and you're like, oh,
Right.
are you gagging? Are you not?
What's going on?
Oh my goodness. But I
Right.
mean, she chomps, and so yeah, food is just its
Right.
own thing. And I know for us, which sometimes is a challenge because I would like a very unhealthy late night snack.
Mhm.
But like we've really tried to follow, like, if I don't want my kids to have it,
Mhm.
I don't
I'm not
have it in my
gonna.
house.
Right. Right.
And so again, like we try to find like those alternatives, and
Mhm.
sometimes like they stick and he's like, this is really good. Or
Yeah.
like it becomes his norm now.
Mhm.
Like, I think because I was the last to have kids in my friends group,
Mhm.
and I saw like the dino nuggets and all of
Right.
that, and the obsession
Yes.
just over dino nuggets, I was like, I can't. So like I never bought him dino nuggets.
Oh, so he doesn't know what a dino nugget is.
I mean, he does.
His life's gonna be
like
changed. I'm just kidding.
I mean, look, were there dino nuggets on
Sure.
occasion?
Yeah.
And he just ate I don't know, it was like a spinach broccoli dino nugget last night.
Oh, that's fun.
Right? Like it just was like shaped in a dino
Right.
nugget. Because in my mind, I'm like, this is not a typical chicken nugget.
No.
I would like it to be fun.
Sure.
So then
Yep.
I made it fun to try to like
Mhm.
do that. And it stuck. I wasn't sure. He wants ketchup, so he could douse it in ketchup, and then
Sure.
it
I
worked.
love ketchup.
But yeah, and like I said, I'm like, man, I really would actually like some dino nuggets, but we don't have them in that,
Right. Right.
So, and again, watching videos where it was like I have cut up veggies, or I have
Mhm.
whatever. I don't care that you eat 50,000 of them.
Sure.
And that's kind of like
Mhm.
what we've done. Like, I see a lot of posts about like, what snacks are you buying your kids, or what pre-packed snacks. And I mean, again, like we have some pre-packed snacks, but a lot of it is just like cut up veggies.
Yeah. Fruits.
Fruits,
Mhm.
nuts, as long as there's no allergies.
Oh, yeah.
But I do believe it's, they see what's in the house.
Yep.
and they want it. So for us, that has been a rule that, again, and Rob is the worst. Because he has such a sweet tooth that he'll get something.
Really?
And
I would have never pegged that.
Yes.
I would have never.
Mhm.
That's funny.
Well, he doesn't eat at work.
Neither do I. Wow, that's the
So-
most unhealthy thing ever. Golly.
I talk about trying to like meal prep for him, and he's like, I got an apple and cheese stick and I'm good. And I'm like, okay. But then he'll like scarf down dinner. But yeah, I feel like food, again, like our kids are not perfect in any sense, but like
No.
we do get a lot of compliments. But then the other weird thing is sometimes we get like identified as like, oh, you guys are so healthy, you don't do this. And it's like, okay. And at first it was a little annoying because it's like, dang, like,
Are we those kind of
are we those people? But then it's like, okay, so when did feeding my kids healthy stuff become a bad thing?
Right. It's not. You want them to consciously think of, hey, do you want chips or do you want strawberries and grapes?
Like I was making salad the other night and I only had like enough for Rob and I was like, oh, Trip has like whatever.
Sure.
And he came up and was like, I want that. And I was like,
take mine.
Yeah. Here's my Caesar salad.
Take mine. It's okay. I'll survive.
Yeah. Well, here, there you go. Take some extra
Right.
mac and cheese.
Right.
So yeah, I mean that food topic is hard.
It is.
But you never know because they're gonna eat something when they're younger and then
exactly
they don't want it.
Right.
Or making stuff. Like,
and so we do a lot of meal prep too. So we're in ball season now. So my Lucas plays t-ball and Sophia is playing coach pitch softball. And then she has an extra training day in there. I also help coach a high school baseball team. And then on our off days, catch this, on Tuesdays, Shane plays men's leagues, softball.
And Shane's your husband.
Shane's my husband, yes. So he plays men's league. And then on Fridays is family night and we do co-ed where I play and Shane plays and the kids run around like rabid animals at the park. And that's just like with family. And then Saturdays are ball games. Sundays are literally our days to like relax, get everything done at home. So we meal prep and the kids see us meal prep every Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
And when we meal prep breakfast. Well, Shane meal preps breakfast. I don't eat breakfast. Meal prep breakfast. We meal prep our lunches for the week. And not last week, but the week before we meal prepped our dinners for like, it's going to be chaotic.
Mm-hmm.
We're not going to have time to sit down. I was like, I don't care. We can make stir fry, put it in a box, be done with it.
Yeah.
And then we had that. That wasn't a problem. But I said, you know what, Sophia? You and Lucas can meal prep too. I was like, meal prep your snack because you're going to have a snack after daycare, after we pick you guys up from school or whatever, on your way to practice. And then when we get home, you can have dinner. That's it. Perfect. And they love that. They love the meal prepping strawberries and grapes. Mommy, do you have my strawberries and grapes? Do you have my strawberries and grapes? Yes, I do. My kids don't like juice. Don't give them a Capri Sun because they're going to waste it. They'll take 2 sips out of it and it'll go in the trash.
Mm-hmm.
They like juice, but they won't drink all of it. So it's a waste. We don't buy it.
Yeah. That's ice cream for Trip.
Really?
He'll take a couple bites and I'm like, eat the damn ice cream. I just paid for it. And like, yeah, he thinks he wants it, but he won't eat it all.
Lucas likes that. I want this. And then he'll eat like 5 bites of the ice cream. And then Sophia's like, I'll finish it. I can finish that for you, Lucas. And I'm like, all right, go ahead. Let her have it. But we eat candy, yes, but we don't have a lot of candy. So Halloween, Christmas, all that stuff, that candy goes to school for my students.
Mm-hmm.
We have this thing, the switch. So my kids get a small little sandwich-sized baggie, and they put like a handful of candy that they want to keep in that baggie. And the rest of their Halloween candy goes to the Switch Witch. Well, the Switch Witch buys them a toy and switches their toy for the candy.
Okay.
Last year, I think Sophia got like a little Elsa house. This year we got a balance beam. Like you can like put the balance beam up and the kids can be creative with it.
Fun.
And then Sophia got another little Barbie doll.
I like that.
Like things that they can do and play with.
See, Rob and I just eat the candy, so I guess we should probably maybe introduce. He's like, "Where did my candy go?" I'm like, "Oh, I don't know."
Sure.
Yeah,
I take it to school for my kids. It's great. My students love it, but we don't keep candy in the house. I mean, Shane and I, we're training he's training for marathons. I'm training for, life, just trying to be healthy. That's it. But
that's awesome. And can we just talk about how like you picked the longest sport to get your kids into? Like I am dreading Trip wanting to get into baseball because I'm like, this is so long.
It is.
But they like.
Well,
do you have a passion for it, or like?
No, gosh, no. I've never played baseball a day in my life. I'm an athlete. I just love sport. I'm competitive. Thank God I'm a PE teacher because I can just school some kids in the yard and then be done with it.
Yeah.
But Shane played baseball. I just know that I wish that I did more. I didn't do anything outside of school. So when I was in middle school, I picked up, field hockey and soccer, and I tried volleyball, sucked at volleyball. I made the manager spot. And that was it. But then, I got to high school and I got into swimming and I got into cross country and I got into running and I loved it. And so just me being an athlete, a natural athlete, okay, well, I'm not really good at anything. Kind of just like okay at a bunch of things.
But you do it.
I do it, and I put 100% effort into it. So really, Shane grew up in the ball fields. It's something that it's easy to get them into. It's cheap. Okay, the equipment's not cheap, but being like the registration and like the family feel, like everyone at the ball fields knows everyone at the ball fields. Like, oh, you play? Yeah, we play. And then it's just, I don't know. It's like that home family feel. I don't have family here, so
creating
that it makes me feel good in a sense.
See, it inspires me though, because like I'll see posts of you like out running races, and I'm like, how does she do it? Like, I'm like, I want to, and I think my big barrier is I'm always like caught up on the fact of like, well, what are we going to do with the kids? Right? Who needs to watch the kids? Right. Or we can't do this because this is going to happen. And like I play out all these scenarios that then talk me out of it. Okay. Same thing with sports. Like Trip really wants to get into stuff, but I think I am like holding back on getting him. Well, one, he's just now entering kind of into that age of like he's 4, like things that we wanted to get him into. Like some don't even start till 5. Right. We really wanted to get him into jiu-jitsu and all that, but like you kind of got to, you got to be a little bit older, at least for some of the stuff that's local to us. And so the other piece of it that I think is just like, I need to throw it away is our weekends will be gone.
Kiss them babies goodbye, dude. They're nowhere to be found anymore.
But
oh yeah,
I know that it would bring, I hope that it would bring them joy.
Right.
But yeah, how do you feel like, because you said you bring your kids everywhere, how do you do it? How do you do it?
Great question. So when you see me posting that we're running, we run as a family. Sophia's going to start running 5Ks. Like we're going to get her in, like when we go to the ODU Big Blue, like there's a 5K and then there's the kids final mile or whatever, the kids mile or whatever it is. Like I invested in like a decent jogging stroller. They did everything with us. So they see us do it. They want to do it. Lucas will just, Daddy, let's go for a run around the block. So where our house is, there's like a little like cul-de-sac loop and it comes right back to us. And go around the block. Come back when you're done. Sit in the front yard, wait for them to come back. And Sophia will have races all the time. Yeah. And they enjoy running. Sophia is dramatic and gets tired very, very quickly. But she enjoys it. I almost thought about getting her into like a track team or something because she likes running so much. But is that a direct reflection of her just seeing us doing it all the time? Like there were no excuses. When I was training for my triathlons, when I was training for, my marathon and all sorts of things, it took a little bit of a toll, between Shane and I, because it was like, hey, you have your long run today. I'm going to do my long run tomorrow. And when we say long runs, we're 14, 15, 16, 17 miles. Like those are long runs.
Hours.
Yeah, that's hours at a time. So Shane's like, hey, I know you have this podcast today. My dad left this morning because he visited this weekend. He left at 7. Shane left for his run probably like 8:30, 9 o'clock. Because then we went out and got donuts because we promised the kids donuts. He went and had, he started his, but he had 18 miles he had to clock today.
Wow.
So he was like, when you have to leave, I'll be back because I know you have to go to your podcast and I'll just finish up on the treadmill. We have a treadmill in our garage. So everyone hates running on a treadmill, especially when you're, running.
So I owe Shane. I owe Shane.
He might say, he's like, I hate this. But he told me, he was like, it's okay. I didn't want to do this anyways. He was not wanting to run today. But it's a back and forth. Like you go and I'll go. And then Shane wants to do everything together as a family. And I'm like, dude, I can't do everything together as a family. Can we please divide and conquer? So like he wants us to all go to the grocery store. He wants us all to go to this store. He wants us all to go here. And I'm like, I can stay home and do the laundry and clean the house while you go out and go shopping. Or I feel like we don't have enough time in the day to do everything together. Love my husband to death.
Yeah,
love my kids to death. But we can't. Send the kids out back. They'll go entertain themselves in the backyard, on the trampoline, or wherever they are. And then we can get stuff done in house. We can go do this. But I don't know. There's not enough time during the day. But we do everything with our kids. Sophia's taken plenty of naps on that Bold Mariner floor. I've got pictures of her sleeping. We're doing trivia, and my 2-year-old just passed out on the floor on a jacket because I didn't have a blanket with her. I was like, I'm not holding you. I probably look a bad parent, but I was like, she's here.
Yeah.
My kid, I'm also, knock on wood, my kids have never been sick.
Whoa.
They've never been sick.
That's amazing.
My kids, I'll let them lick ice cream.
I'll
let them lick ice cream off the floor. I don't really care. Go take that doorknob. I mean, my kids eat dirt. My kids.
Yeah, you have to build that immunity up.
And they've definitely got it. Okay, I lied. Lucas has been sick once. That's about it.
Yeah, same thing. I
pride myself in that. Like, that's my flex. That's my mom flex.
Yeah, I like
my kids
that.
have never been sick. Suck it.
Heck yeah, because I'm gonna knock on that wood for you.
Yes.
Watch,
right.
Rob's gonna be like, yes, and Mariah's out of school next week because Lucas is sick.
It would be him.
You're like, shit, I've spoken into existence.
I did. But I've said this plenty of times, but they really haven't. And if they do, it's just like, oh, I got a cough, or I'll cough. And they're like, oh, mommy, you have a cough? I have a cough. I need medicine. I'm like, get out of here.
Yeah, you're fine.
Yeah, get out of here. No.
But I love that you do everything as a family, or at least the things that really are important to you that you want. Like you didn't stop living. And I think that's a huge thing that, I mean, I definitely continue to work on, because I know that I'm like, I would rather take the easy way out sometimes, but then that sacrifices the ability to go do the things that I want to do, like go out and have a meal at a restaurant like any other family that I see, and I'm like, how are you doing this? Or going out and we work out and we bring them to the gym, but there's certain environments where, like, selfishly, I'm like, I just want to do this and I want it to not be uninterrupted.
Right.
But that's not
reality. No.
And I think it's important, and like values that you'll be instilling in your kids are that they're going to see mommy and daddy doing the hard things, the physical fitness and things that you want to instill in them. And I think that's awesome.
It's fun.
Yeah.
It's good to see that too. Because then they'll ask questions like, oh, look at this. Or like, even when, I went to the wrestling match to go support Rob and the team. And Sophia, it amazes me like how much what you do influences a kid. So she saw girls wrestling. I don't know if Rob told you the story, but it was actually so sweet. So she saw girls wrestling, and then a girl was wrestling a guy. Okay, daddy treats mommy with respect. Daddy treats all women with respect. Men treat women with respect. So when this guy was pushing this girl on the ground, she's like, mommy, he can't do that. Mommy, he's not supposed to do that. He's supposed to treat her with respect. And I'm like, oh my God. I just like wanted to cry for a second because I was like, that's so sweet. I did something right. But then it's like, no, this is how it's supposed to go. I was like, they're working to win the match. And I was like, he's not trying to hurt her. He's trying to make sure her shoulders stay on the mat, and the referee says he won. That's all it is. And you try to like word it so that she understands that he's not hurting her. He's not supposed to hurt her. But like seeing her just wrap her head around it, I was like, that's so sweet. And then I said, well, Sophia, do you want to go say good job to her? No, it was one of our girls.
Yeah.
I said, do you want to go say good job to her? And she's like, no, I don't. I was like, it's okay. You can go say hi. I mean, she knows a bunch of the kids. And even when I was coaching, I took her to school. She knows all of my students. She knows all my athletes.
I feel like you explained that really well.
It was so sweet. It was.
And just like that mom win.
It was. Yeah, I did that. I told her that.
Right. So you bring your kids everywhere. There has to be just like some funny stories.
Oh God, there are way too many to.
Because if I remember correctly, I saw a photo, and I don't think you had a dog with you.
Oh man.
And there was a bag, a poop bag.
Oh my gosh, yes.
It
No, there's no dog.
and the photo, I think, said no bathrooms around, and it was a bag of poop.
Yeah, it was. Okay, so background on that one. It was first day of T-ball practice for Lucas this year. And we get there, he's so excited. He's got his new, thank you so much, Mommy, for letting me wear my new cleats. He's ready to go. I know there's no bathrooms, so I'm not going to put it in his head. Hey, do you need to go potty first, bud? I ain't got nowhere for you to go, but you know, we just gonna figure it out. And so, he's playing, he's doing a good job. And then he comes over, he goes, Mommy, I gotta go pee. And I was like, all right, let's go pee that way. And so we go behind, there's like a probably not anywhere it needs to be peed on, but it looks like an electric box.
Oh, that's safe.
I don't know how to explain it.
Are you talking about the big green boxes?
The big green box, yes, the big
we
green
played
box.
on them as kids.
Exactly.
Okay,
we're alive, so
Uh-huh.
I mean, it probably shouldn't be peed on. I'm sure dogs do it, so it's fine. Go ahead, little kid. So we walk behind, and then he pulls his stuff down, and I was like, "It's okay. I'm gonna block you from everyone looking at your wiener from behind." So he goes and he's like, "Oh wait, I gotta poop," and I was like, "Oh no." I was like, "We can't poop." I was like, "I don't have anything to poop, like wipe your poop with." I don't have anything. I don't have anything to clean up. I don't have anything. There's Shane's not here. No one is here. It's just me and Lucas. All right, dude, we're doing it. So I'm like trying to hold him up, trying to get his feet away. He's like also pointing his wiener down so that he can go pee and poop at the same time. And he just lets it out. And I'm like, all right, we pooped. So then he stands up and I was like, I'm going to wipe you with. I was like, we might
the leaves are really crispy right now.
I was like, we might just have to throw these underwear away. And so I felt, oh my God, I felt so bad because I could not properly wipe him. So I found like the best looking blade of grass. Best looking blade of grass that I could possibly find. And I ended up wiping him with that. And then I was like, all right, well, poop's just going to sit there. I ain't got nothing. And so he's out there and he's practicing again. And he's like just digging at his butt. He's just going, I was like, Luke, is everything okay? And he goes, Mommy, my butt, I need you to wipe my butt. And I was like, all right, hang on. So then I go up to the car and I got a napkin. I was like, Lucas, stay here. Keep practicing. I'll be right back with a napkin, knowing I keep tissues in my glove compartment. And then I was like, ooh, I've got a doggy bag. So I was like, I'm going to do the right thing.
Good Samaritan.
Pick up that dog poop. And I sure did. But it wasn't dog poop. I'm going to pick up my son's poop with the doggy bag.
I had a big giggle when I saw that photo. I was like,
yeah,
that was just because when you got to go, you got to go.
You got to. And I mean, little kids, what are you going to do?
Right. Hold it.
Right. It's not a little dicey when adults do that, but
yeah, you
little kids, go ahead.
You can do that.
Especially when you know you have a ball field open. I mean, in their defense, the bathrooms are under renovation, but just no bueno. And then it's not like it was going to be a quick hike for us because it's like here to what is Ocean View was how far the car was parked away. I mean, it's a nice little hike to get to the ball field. So I'm not going anywhere, guys. Just poop right here, dude.
So do you prepare? Do you have preparation now, or are you just?
Well, I had wipes in my car, and then I think I had taken them out and put them in a different bag because I needed them for that.
Hate the switch of a bag.
I hate the switch of a bag. So I ended up not having the wipes at that moment. I did have hand sanitizer, so I did sanitize. I was clean.
Perfect.
He sanitized as well. And then at the next practice, I realized that I left my sanitizer on the bench. Good thing it was there. No one took it, but it was there. I swear I sanitized. And then I really do try to be prepared. I try to be that mom that's overly prepared. I'm Mama Stew. Like everyone knows me at school as Mama Stew. I've got it all. I got the first aid kit. I got the baby wipes. I got the clothespin. I mean, I've got it.
But in the situation that you need it, you never.
No, I was not prepared. I was like, no, we're good. He's only going to be here an hour. He went to the bathroom before we left.
Yeah.
Or from the daycare. He's here. Nope.
Not me.
Nope. It was, yeah. It was, and I'm sure there's plenty more of those stories. I know that Sophia when she was younger, on a different note, we're driving down Military Highway, no problem. And she goes, Mommy, what does that sign say? And it says, like Jesus saves or something like that. And I was like, well, it says Jesus saves. She's like, well, who's that? And I said, well, he's kind of a big deal. He's got a dad. His dad's name is God. And people worship him. People like him. People love him. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. And she's like, yeah, I don't think I know him. I said, no, Sophia, you don't know him. Not many people do know him personally. I mean, you feel him a little bit sometimes, but
not breaking bread with him at your dinner table.
Not literally.
Yeah.
Not literally. And I didn't grow up religious. I didn't grow up anything. Shane's Catholic. And I, was really heavily involved in my youth group growing up. But I started in like middle school to like 10th grade. And then that was it. And then my church closed and I didn't go anymore because I didn't really find anyone else that I liked. And so, I mean, we don't not teach about it, but, and then Lucas comes home one day, Mommy, we need to say grace. I said, who's Grace? Who is that? And he goes, Grace, before we eat. And I said, Grace, got it. Let's have it, dude. And then he went to town. He goes, God is, and I said, you go.
All right.
You go.
Now, did he pick this up at school?
I think it was at daycare.
Yeah.
At daycare. It's God's gracious gifts. So
okay.
It's not like they are teaching it and implying it, but I mean, it's like,
no.
Right. I don't care.
Yeah. I mean, we're not religious either.
Mm-hmm.
But my mom and my nanny, who is not an actual like cleaning nanny, is my grandparent.
That's what you just call it.
Came and we were watching the kids one weekend, and I remember because my nanny goes to church almost every day but Sunday, which is interesting.
That's awesome.
And so she wanted to go to church when she was here, and I guess Tripp said, I would like to go.
Love that.
And so
That's so cool.
he went in and he's trying to talk though, and Nanny's like, quiet, like in here. And so like I'm about exposing my kids, and you can choose what you want to do when you get older. So man,
it's never a dull moment in our house, I'll tell you that.
No,
it's literally never.
If you could leave us with like one, just like, man, this is like the story.
Oh God, I don't know.
Or the most recent, like,
Lucas closed the toilet seat on his wiener the other day at school.
Oh, poor buddy. It's always the pee stuff.
Oh man, poor kid. Poor kid. He's like, yeah, Mommy, and it hurts so bad. I said, I'm so sorry, bud. I said, but you're okay, right? It's still there? He said, yeah, it's still there. All right, we're good. We're good.
Oh my gosh. Oh, Mariah, thank you so much. One, thank you, Mariah. Thank you, Shane, for making this possible.
He is part of it.
Yeah, I mean, you walked in as my husband and kids were walking out. Like, it's a team.
Literally,
team effort.
It really is.
So with that being said, keep hustling.
Yes.
Keep healing. And thank you so much. So cheers for coming on.
Cheers.
And you're a great mama. Come hang out with me on Instagram at Hustle and Healing Podcast for more real talk, laughs, and support. You can also catch the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube. So be sure to subscribe, follow, and leave a review if you're loving what you hear. And do me a favor, share this episode with a fellow mom who needs to hear it. Keep hustling, keep healing, and don't forget to reheat that coffee. Again, see you next time.